Thanks to supporters at channel member Mark Gowans. Look, I know normally we get to this point of the save and I don't even bother you showing you EFL Cup finals, but we're Wembley. It's a game at Wembley. Kind of feel like I have to show you every game we play at Wembley. And to be honest, it's still only our second one. We've got a 100% winning record to defend. Let's go win the EFL Cup again. Hello and welcome to part 143 of Wembley to Wembley. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have a massive league game away against Chelsea, and we then face Liverpool at Wembley in the EFL Cup final, the trophy that we won last year. Since you were last with me, we've had a little bit of a wobble. Why is it showing last season? There we go. I say a little bit of a wobble. We're undefeated in forever, but we did draw 2 games. Drew against Burnley and Aston Villa. If we'd have won those 2 matches, we would be sitting here now top of the league. That's not true, but let's imagine it was. We'd be on 54 points with 2 games in hand over Man City. So as good as top of the league, we're not. We are still in 4th place though. And with those games in hand, there is a nice little gap forming behind us also. But in order to stay in this title race, we've got to beat Chelsea. And this is the team we're going to put out there to do it. Then we'll head to Wembley in the second half of the episode. So it's Bi in goal, a back four of Nguesen, Mane, Starrico and Acosta, Fanamo and Sabatino in midfield. Christodoulou suspended. It's not like him. I hope he's not suspended for the cup final as well. That's 2 bit. No, it's just the 1 game. Actually, to be honest, I'd rather he was suspended for the cup final. We need him more for this game. But Fanamo can come in and partner Sabatino for this one. Then Renault, Ansong and Williams behind Belkacemi up front, who's still playing really, really well and keeping Evra out of the team, despite Evra's heroics in the last episode. Obviously, it's nice to know we've got heroics on the bench, though, should we need them. But I guess even a draw here is fine. If you have a look at how the top of the table is shaping up, this is one of our games in hand, and it certainly, with the 3 games being played, does start to even out the matches played at the top of the table. So a draw puts us level with Newcastle on 51 points, 5 points clear of Spurs, still only 5 points behind Man City with that game in hand. A win here though, and we leapfrog above both Chelsea and Newcastle into second place and sit there with that game in hand, being quite competitive at the top of the league. We might never see that in action though if we've conceded a goal here. Come on, ref, disallow this. You know what to do. Disallow? He's going to disallow. I feel like he should disallow. He disallowed. The referee has been appropriately paid off today. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, miles off. Absolutely miles off. We haven't done a football yet in this game. We haven't had a shot. 25 minutes in, halfway through the first half, more than halfway through. We've not really turned up as yet, which is not like us. We've been playing some very good football, but like I say, we have had those couple of wobbles lately. We have got Champions League football still to come this season as well, and I do start to worry that it might all get a little bit too much for us trying to compete on multiple fronts. Maybe it's for the best if we get knocked out of the title race today and we can just focus on the Champions League this year and then win the Premier League next year at Wembley Stadium. Our Wembley Stadium. That might be the best. I'm trying to put positive on the fact that we've gone behind in this game. I mean, it's still not disastrous. We'd be 7 points behind Chelsea with a game in hand and 12 games to play. We're not out of the title race, but losing here is not ideal. We've had a shot, but not generated any XG at all. So it's been a tight one. We're going attacking. We're going to demand more. We need somebody to step up and do something. We need a hero. Where's Evra? We might need Evra to come on and be a hero again, like he did against Newcastle in the last episode. That might be what it comes down to, because we're creating absolutely nothing. The problem is there's no point changing the striker if you're not creating anything. We're really missing Christodoulou in midfield. I think that's the most obvious thing that we're missing. His runs out of midfield, his energy in midfield. We just haven't got anyone else who can replicate that. Right, Williams on the right-hand side. We are going to try and create a chance here. We've got men in the middle. If he can find the cross, he drills it over. Just doesn't beat the first man, though. Probably not the right cross. I can see what he's trying to do, because Belkacemi, not known for his aerial dominance, so I get why he's tried to play it low, but to not even beat the first man is disappointing. And then Chelsea on the counter-attack, forcing the save out of BIE. And the This isn't going to plan, this match. Chelsea look like they're playing a short corner here. They are doing the short corner. Then the cross comes over. Bailly collects comfortably, releases to Mane, and now we're going to try and play the ball out at the back. But we still haven't generated any XG in this match. We've got to do something. Something has to change. Right, Renault is not playing well. Van Wyck can come on for him. We're going to bring Evra on up front, and we're going to bring... Do I bring Saliver? I'm going to bring Lambert on. I'm tempted to bring on Saliver and go to a front two, but we've done that in a recent match, and it really didn't work at all. So we go with Lambert and hope that he can create something. He's had some match-winning performances. He was fantastic against Barcelona an episode or two ago. So Lambert is capable of creating something. And Van Wyck, obviously a different profile of winger to what you get with Renault. Williams looking for the in-swinger, trying to find Mane at the near post. It falls to Sabatino. I mean, we'll take a goal from a corner. An equaliser would be lovely. Starrico, our record signing, tries to burst into the area with the ball. Fanimo wins it back. Oh, I just want Christodoulou on the pitch. He's such a difference maker in situations like this. Right, Van Wyck wins the ball back, and now Mane. Mane to Van Wyck, who's got room to run into, plays it off to Nguesson, and he's going to run into that room instead of Van Wyck. Van Wyck is there supporting him. He plays it back to him. He plays it across to Sabatino. He's got a little bit of space. Goes past his man. What a goal from Sabatino. Wonderful stuff. And there's your equaliser with 15 minutes to go. Goodness me, I didn't realise how into this title race I was. I've hurt my arm. Oh, that's a lovely finish, though. Great work down the left-hand side. But the composure of Sabatino just to take it round his man there, create that bit of space for him, and then fire it in at that near post. Lovely stuff from him. We drop back to a positive mentality. A draw is fine. We'll take a draw. We've got a lot of very tired legs on the pitch as well. We can bring on Paranos on there. And I think we bring Diaz on to play left-back just to calm things down a little bit at left back, just be a normal wing back. We don't need to bomb forward too much. Of course, if we now find ourselves needing to find another equaliser, we don't have that overlap on either side now because we've got two quite defensive fullbacks. But Van Wyck doesn't need the overlap. He's going to try and do it on his own. Can he find the cross? He can, looking for Williams. Chelsea not handling it at all, heading it clear-ish. And we continue pushing, and now Van Wyck's picked up an injury. He seems quite injury prone. It's not ideal. Well, we don't really have anything to do here. We don't have anyone who can go out there. We don't even have Nguesson on to take that side of the pitch on. I guess Diaz is going to have to go for it after all. Lambert can come over that way a little bit. And we'll just have to go down to 10 men. This is not ideal. It's a little harsh when we've played as well as we have, which isn't very well. But to be fair, it's been a very tight game. If we can hold on for the draw, I think it's a fair result in a very, very tight encounter. And it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. We live to fight another day in this title race. 5 points off the top of the table with a game in hand, 12 games still to play. We are very much in it, although we need to stop dropping points. But let's not worry about that for now. Let's head to our second home. We're off to Wembley. It's more important that I maintain the 100% winning record than it is that I win the trophy. But I realise those two things go hand in hand. Right, a couple of changes forced for the cup final and a couple of voluntary ones. So Christodoulou returns from his suspension. He comes back into the midfield alongside Sabatino. And we're going to start Evra because I haven't started him yet and I want to see him play a full match. You want to see him play a full match as well. But Nguesson is suspended and what's his face? The new defender, Starrico, is cup tied. So Rath and Diaz come into the back four, which means we are going to have to reshape the back four a little bit. Nobody flying forward. We're just playing boring old fullbacks. We've basically gone full Man City, Arsenal, Premier League, current. Like we've got 4 centre-backs on there, effectively. Apparently that's what back fours are now, just all the centre-backs. Can any of these players a libero? Can we get anyone? No, let's not get carried away. This is the team. All eyes on Evra, all eyes on Christodoulou. Can we maintain our 100% Wembley winning record? Of course we can. Will we? Don't know. That's a different matter. How are we not wearing our home shirts? We're Wembley. We're at Wembley. We should automatically be in our home shirts. That should just be a default thing. But of course, we are the reigning EFL Cup champions. It's the biggest cup in football. We'd love to win it again. First of many trophies. I mean, we're still in everything this season. This could be part one of a quadruple. Can you imagine a quadruple that ends with us moving into the new stadium? I'd struggle to justify playing another season if we won a quadruple this year, other than the fact we want to play in that stadium. Cross comes in looking for Mane, and he can't keep his header down, which is a little bit unfortunate. I've given the nod to Rath rather than Fanamo in the back four today because Christodoulou's suspension has been added. He's had 2 extra games added to it, so he's going to miss the next 2 Premier League games. So Fanamo is going to have to play a couple of matches in midfield, and Rath hasn't really had a lot of game time since coming in. So I wanted to give him the opportunity to have a little bit of a run out as well. Quick Pick, you know I'm a Quick Pick guy. Quick Pick fully rotated us for this game, and I had to go back in and bring in a lot of the first teamers. So I don't know if that's Quick Pick just not caring about the EFL Cup, or Quick Pick thinking that we're that much better than Liverpool that we can massively rotate. But either way, Tom Best didn't want to take this match seriously. I need to remind him that a day out at Wembley for Wembley is always Wembley. And we have to win, and Evra's scored. And is the ref going to allow it? Goodness me, he should allow it. It's Evra. He's our new hero. Go on, ref. Hideous. Absolutely hideous. Disallowed. Off, apparently. That's all the information we get. Let's have a look at it on the replay. Never offside. Absolute travesty there. Hopefully justice will be done. Right, Renault is tired, and Van Wyck is out for a month because of that injury picked up in the last game. So we, again, with no one guessing. This is why I wanted that guy in the January window that I wasn't able to get because we didn't have the money for him. I have no one to bring on here. Belkacemi can apparently play out there. I'll believe it when I see it. I mean, he's going to have to. He's the only option we've got. Unless we go to a narrow system. So Belkacemi is going to come out there and play on the left. And other than that, we're not going to make any changes just yet. I mean, if he ends up emerging as a guy who can play in the wide positions as well, it will justify more him being our club captain, I guess. Once ever establishes himself as the starting striker, not that he's playing particularly well today, we might bring Salaver on and give him the opportunity to make himself a hero at Wembley. In fact, I think that's exactly what we're going to do. Salaver can come on, who had been in good goal-scoring form before it was interrupted by the arrival of the new boy. And we're going to bring on Lambert as well. Ansong hasn't quite reached the heights he was at before, since missing like 3 or 4 weeks out with a virus. This virus has knocked him for 6, and he's come back and just doesn't seem the same player, which I hope we've not permanently damaged him. That's troublesome if we have. I mean, I've not permanently damaged him. I didn't give him the virus. Right, Fanimo is going to come on. We'll swap those 2 round. We are going to go Segundo Volante for the last 10 minutes in the hope of getting a breakthrough. Salaver's up front. Christodoulou's Segundo Volanteing. Come on, we've got to keep this record going. If we draw in normal time, that's the 100% winning record gone, isn't it? Because that's a draw then. That doesn't count as 100%. We could say we're undefeated unless we get defeated. Come on, boys. We're at Wembley. Show a bit of passion. It doesn't seem like they care. Let's offer some encouragement. They've got in behind. They've got their own BIE. I wonder how they say it. Probably better than I do. Oh, that's just been headed straight up in the air. Not dealt with very well at all. But we just about get away with it. And it looks like in another very, very close game, we're now going to extra time. Have we got another substitution we can make? We have. We've got a lot of tired legs. We've got attacking options. I think the obvious one to bring on is Paulo Roberto. He's not played yet this season, but can come on and play left back. We trained him to play left back the last time we had a left back crisis. So let's get him on and we can actually push him forward a little bit more and do that. And hopefully get something going on the left-hand side, because with Belkacemi and Diaz there, we had nobody naturally left-sided to actually get forward on that wing. Thing is, Roberto's a right footer as well. I forced him to learn to play left back, but at least he's got a little bit more attacking nous about, and he can play in midfield. So hopefully he can get forward on the overlap. There he is getting forward on the overlap. He becomes homegrown at club next summer, I think. So he's going to be the next super important one. I was almost a tactical genius because he almost created us a goal. It comes out to Belkacemi. He can't get contact with it. It's back with Fanamo, and we're going to offer some encouragement again. Encouragement seems to be the way forward. Right, Paranos to Christodoulou. Christodoulou is shattered, by the way, as shown by the fact that he's just played a very loose ball there. And a tired Christodoulou is a red card waiting to happen, especially when we're getting him to chase around the pitch as much as we are. Salaver, though, intercepts. Can he make himself the hero? He can. It's the first goal he's scored since ever arrived at the club. He suddenly, after getting 12 goals in 15 matches before ever arrived, inexplicably found himself the third choice striker because I got a shiny new toy. But Salaver demonstrating to me why he was the man before Evra came along. 1-0 to Wembley. Cross everything, boys and girls. We might be about to see another trophy if Liverpool haven't had a shot on target. But we've had enough games this season where we've seen teams have just the one shot on target and score against us. So that's not that encouraging because BIE does have a tendency to get distracted and get beaten by the only shots he has to face. So I'm not going to count my chickens until they're hatched, but look at the match stats. We've been comfortably the better team. We've certainly woken up in extra time, that's for sure. That little tactical tweak, having Paulo Roberto actually get involved and link the defence to the midfield a little bit more, I'm taking all the credit for the fact we've turned this around. It's all thanks to that change. And that is a big lump forward, which we don't normally like to do, but everyone's tired. So lump it. Roberto's been caught out of position a little bit there, though. And now Liverpool have got a chance to get in behind him. And they do. And BIE has made the save. He actually maintained his concentration. That's a huge save. It's the only shot on target Liverpool have had. The save is made. And now we go up the other end. We've got a 120th minute corner. Just stick it on Mane's head. Let's rubber stamp this. Lambert's going to hit the in-swinger. He should probably do the short one and just play for the full-time whistle. He actually does try and get the goal, and it ends up back with Paranos, and there is Mane. And that's a poor pass from Mane, and that's left us in trouble. But luckily, Liverpool didn't send anybody forward. I don't know what Liverpool are thinking. Da Costa has picked up an injury there. Oh, my word. It's all kicking off at the end here. Right, Fanamo drops back into the defence. Lambert drops back here. And we'll do this. Rath can play right back. Fanamo can play centre back. This is all fine. What's less fine is Da Costa being injured. And now, I mean, we are well beyond the end of the match here and we're still going. BIE, again, collecting and doing his bit, but we have got the full-time whistle. We are going to do our second trophy lift at Wembley Stadium. Our 100% winning record here is maintained. But at what cost? Because Da Costa looks like he's picked up a knock there. Look how big Diaz is. He's an enormous boy. But who's actually got it? I guess Belkacemi is going to pick it up as club captain. And here we go, boys and girls. Trophy lift. Where's my trophy? There you go. Wave my little Lego trophy around. Here we go. Champions again. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Now, all eyes focus back in on winning the Premier League and progressing in the Champions League. Tomorrow's episode, or the next episode, not tomorrow's episode, the next episode will likely be a Champions League game and a Premier League game. We are still in the FA Cup as well, so we'll monitor that in the background, but it's all about Champions League and Premier League now for the rest of the year because we're in with a chance with both of them. But for now, we've added another trophy to the collection. I need to build another one of these now to stand next to this one. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Back-to-back winners. We dominate the EFL Cup. Carabao love us. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.